Okay, welcome everyone to another session of mindfulness. What we're doing here is separating ourselves, so to speak, from whatever we are experiencing through the five senses and in the mind as thought. And being, if you like, choicelessly aware without judgment of whatever appears before our awareness. Just a thought before we start. Awareness is life, the life in us. Life gone, all is extinguished, no knowledge of existence. And it is interesting that life is a complete mystery to even science. No one knows what life itself is. We might be able to postulate that life has no position in space or time. It's sentience, if you like. We have the sentience in human beings, the life in human beings, the sentience in a rabbit, in a lion, and an elephant in us is sentience nevertheless. And no one knows what that is. Has no mass, no motion, no wavelength, no position in space or time. But interestingly enough, has the capacity to perceive things and to decide. So here we are, the product of life, which some people would call God, of course. All right, so let's just settle down for the next 30 seconds or so to begin. It's a simple request, just settle down. Is it possible for you to become aware of your entire area of your scalp and feel what scalp feels? Now feel what that feels. Can you completely let that go? Can you now bring your attention down from the nape of your neck and your backs of your ears and sort of isolate that area of flesh? Is that possible? Particularly what's behind the ears. And completely let the area go. Now bring your attention from your hairline all the way down the surface of your face. Feel that whole area. One whole area. Feel it. There's a difference between feeling something and thinking about it. Okay, good. Now isolate the area of the eyes. Feel what the general eyes area feels like. Your eyeballs, I think you can feel that. When there, let the entire area go. And now that you've let it go, what are you left with? Go back to feeling what's there after you've let it go. Is it possible for you to let that area go some more? Flop it right out, so to speak. Just let it go. Now give your attention to your jaw as perhaps you've never given it attention before. Like zero in on jawness and feel what jaw feels. The whole jaw. Take your time. Feeling that, is it possible for you to let it go? That means relax it. Okay, see what you're left with. There. Feel the jaw again. Feeling that, can you let it go some more? Now really put your attention on both hands, as though that all that exists for you are hands. Feel what they feel like. Is it possible for you to be there, to feel what hands feel? Okay, come to the fingers and feel what fingers feel like. Leave the thumb out, just the 4 fingers on each hand. Really isolate those fingers, feeling what fingers feel. What about the sensation of the gap between the fingers? Can you pick that up? Be there. Now go back to the whole hand, feel the whole hand on both sides and completely let the hands go. Now I'm going to ask you to focus on the trunk of your body. Your torso, in other words, that whole area there. And really feel what that whole area feels like, just your torso, trunk. And feel what that feels like. Is there any tension there at all? Whatever you're feeling there, whatever the sensation is, are you willing to notice it without labeling it, without any judgment? Not as to tension or not tension, good or bad, just what it is, nothing else. It's a sensation. Feel what it feels like. Unhurried and unharried, just feel what that feels like. Pretending you've never felt it before. Like, that thing called feeling, funny. Is the beating of your heart apparent anywhere in there? If so, feel what that feels like. Over what area does the beating of the heart cover? Not the entire torso, I doubt. Just find the area that that sensation covers. Size it, if you like, the area, and feel what it feels like. Now, returning to the entire torso and feeling what it feels. Imagine now that the whole area of your torso is totally empty. Just pure space. You've got the meat of your legs and your arms and your head, but the torso is completely space. Nothing there, empty volume. Imagine that. Is it possible for you to be aware of the outline of that empty space? The empty space contained within a border called skin? Just be aware of that as you hold the concept of empty space there. Is it possible for you to dissolve that boundary and let the space within and the space outside the body merge as one empty space? So all that exists in space, our arms, the neck, a head and legs, and everywhere else, nothing, just empty space. Is it possible for you to hold that idea? So let your torso go solid again now. Feel what it feels like. And just collapse into that feeling. Fall back into it, so to speak. Drop down into the feeling. Lull in the feeling. Completely free of tension. All quiet, all soft, all at ease. The sensation of complete softness and quietude. Now, shoulders softened, arms softened. Follow me now. Hands softened. Head softened. Neck softened. Pelvis and hips isolated, then softened. Pelvic floor softened. Thighs completely softened. and knees, everything below the knees softened along with the toes, softened. Is it possible for you to notice that your entire body is completely softened? And be with it, enjoy it, abide as that, softened. Gone soft and relaxed. Lost in that. Now you can stay with all this in your own time, but if you're ready to open your eyes, slowly do so and just peer out into your room or wherever you are and experience the phenomenon of sight, not specifically what you're looking at. Can you catch that distinction? Are you aware of that? As though you don't know what you're looking at all. It's just shapes, forms, and colors out there. What on earth is that? Sight. Means you're alive. Okay, for those who want to be back on board, here we are.